Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3T Path channel. My name is Giridhari and today we're going to cover an interesting topic. Why is Krishna considered the topmost aspect of God? Why is Krishna the highest, most complete aspect of God? This is a question that comes up, and it's a very important point in the Krishna tradition. So we're going to see today the commentary of Swami Prabhupada from his Bhagavata Purana, his Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, where he talks about this aspect of the Lord's supremacy, of how Krishna is above others. And then he uses this interesting issue of percentages. I think it's quite interesting. So he says Krishna is 100%, and then we'll find out that the other avatars of Vishnu are 93%, Shiva is 84%, and humans max out at 78%. So what are we talking about? Well, let's take a look and go through it. So this is a commentary you'll see from Prabhupada from his Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, which is found under verse of first canto, chapter 3, verse 28. And this is how it starts. The summum bonum of Krishna is one without a second. He himself has expanded in various parts, portions, and particles as svayaṁ-rūpa, svayam-prakāśa, tad-ekātmā, prābhava, vaibhava, vilāsa, avatāra, āveśa, and jīvas. These are all different technical categories of expansions of God, avatars, empowered souls, and regular souls. This is just a technical list of this analysis they make of all the different manifestations of divine consciousness. All provided with innumerable energies just suitable to the respective persons and personalities. So Krishna is the one where all these things have expanded from Krishna. And all the power they have and everything they have has come from Krishna. Learned scholars in transcendental subjects have carefully analyzed the summum bonum Krishna to have 64 principal attributes. This is very interesting. So what they do is they would analyze the different avatars. So you look at the story of Lord Ram, you look at the story of Lord Hamsa, Nrsimhadev, of Matsya Avatar, Varaha. You see all the different manifestations. Oh, Lord Vishnu, and so all what do they do? You look at what do the Puranas say? What do the stories say about them? What do the Vedas say? What do they do? So then they analyze it in attributes. And this is just so you understand here, this is not from the purport, I'm just going to read this to you. So these qualities are not mere characteristics, but rather represent the divine essence of Krishna. They describe his infinite power, knowledge, beauty, and love. The specific names and interpretation of these qualities can vary. However, they generally fall into several categories, including strength and power, knowledge and wisdom, beauty and charm, love and compassion, wealth and opulence, fame and reputation, renunciation and detachment, and sovereignty and rulership. So just all these different attributes, they're analyzed according to the description of these different forms of God and souls. And so these are all analyzed. And so a great spiritual master in my lineage, Rupa Goswami, came up with a list of 64 attributes, which we couldn't go through, it would take too long to go through. 64 attributes for Krishna. Anyway, going back to the purport now. All the expansions or categories of the Lord possess only some percentages of these attributes. So different manifestations have some of these attributes, but not all of the attributes. But Sri Krishna is the possessor of the attributes cent%, which was an old way of saying 100%. And his personal expansions, such as svayam-prakāśa and tad-ekātmā, up to the categories of the avatars, who are all Vishnu tattvas, possess up to 93% of these transcendental attributes. So then you have all these different sorts of expansions and different all the way to all the avatars. So these Vishnu, what does it mean, Vishnu tattva? Vishnu tattva means God, of the category of God, expansions of God himself, not a soul, not something else, not just the power of God, but God himself. So all these different expansions of God, all these, including all the avatars, they come up to 93% of these attributes. Lord Shiva, who is neither avatar nor āveśa, nor in between them, possesses almost 84% of the attributes. Now, Lord Shiva, there's a video where I talk more about Lord Shiva. The link is here in the description of this video. Lord Shiva is a special manifestation. He's not exactly a Vishnu Tattva avatar, nor is he an empowered soul, which means āveśa. Āveśa means a part. So an empowered soul, a Shakti āveśa avatar. He's not an empowered soul, and he's not a Vishnu avatar. He's in a special category of his own. He is God, but he is God as a practicing yogi. And I talk about this in the video in the description here. You can see the link. So he would come up to 84% of these attributes. But the jīvas, that's you and me here, the individual living beings in different statuses of life, possess up to the limit of 78% of the attributes. So souls can work their way up to 78. Not that right now we're doing the 78. No, but a soul can come up to that level of 78%. Now, the most perfect of living beings is Brahma. Oh, sorry. In the conditioned state of material existence, the living being possesses these attributes in very minute quantity, varying in terms of the pious life of the living being. The most perfect of living beings is Lord Brahma. So of course, Lord Brahma, of the Trimurti, you have Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So Lord Brahma is the secondary creator of the universe. He's the empowered, the soul that can be empowered to create the whole universe. So that's the highest status a soul can reach. So Lord Brahma, the supreme administrator of one universe, he possesses 78% of the attributes in full. All other demigods, so this is now the demigods, so these are souls who attained the position of nature god. So you have Indra, Vayu, Surya, just the different demigods of nature, of sun and wind and oceans, and of course Indra, like Thor, the god of thunder and rain, etc. So the demigods, all other demigods have the same attributes in less quantity, whereas humans possess the attributes in very minute quantity. The standard of perfection for a human being is to develop the attributes up to 78% in full. The living being can never possess attributes like Shiva, Vishnu, or Lord Krishna. So the soul can never equal Shiva. The soul can never equal the Vishnu and the other avatars, and it certainly can never equal Krishna. Of course not. A living being can become godly by developing the 78% transcendental attributes in fullness. But he can never become a god like Shiva, Vishnu, or Krishna. He can become a Brahma in due course. So Brahma, yes, you can achieve the platform Brahma. And some spiritual masters say we've all achieved the status of Brahma, and since we have fallen from that status, and now here we are. Of course, our goal is not to go back to the status of Lord Brahma, but instead to go back home, back to Krishna as his servant, to serve Krishna in his kingdom, in Vaikuntha forever. So, the godly living beings who are all residents of the planets in the spiritual sky are eternal associates of God in different spiritual planets called Haridham and Maheshadam. The abode of Lord Krishna above all spiritual planets is called Krishna Loka or Goloka Vrindavan. And the perfected living being, by developing 78% of the above attributes in fullness, can enter the planet of Krishna Loka after leaving the present material body. And of course, that's what we are working on. So that's what it is. That's the comment. I'll end there, the quote, Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. So that's the concept. It's a very interesting concept of the attributes, of analyzing, not just the category. Of course, God is one and God is God, and, there's no, it's not like, oh, this God versus that God. It's just God is one. I mean, there's only one God. It's just the different manifestations of God. And then in Krishna, we find in fullness the sweetest, the most complete aspect of God. And that's why we encourage people to get to know Krishna and worship and love Krishna. So let me know if that makes sense, and have the rest of your day with lots of peace and lots of love.